It's time for NEC On the Run Women's Basketball Edition. Hello again, everyone. I'm Ralph Ventre. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. We're in mid-February. The stretch run is here. We have a lot to talk about on today's show, a number of top performers to highlight. Let's get right to work. First, we examine the big picture. And there's a lot developing within that big picture. First and foremost, St. Francis U is at the top, alone in first place. The Red Flash have won 7 in a row. They swept through Brooklyn this past week. And Robert Morris, they were tripped up on their second leg of the Brooklyn swing. Hence, they fall one game behind the Red Flash. Defending champion RMU in second. Fairleigh Dickinson, you see them in third, alone in third at 7-6, thanks to that dramatic victory over Wagner in the second half of Monday night's doubleheader on ESPN3. Then we slide down a bit, and you see Sacred Heart. The Pioneers did themselves a huge favor with a 2-win week. They are tied at 5-8. For the 7th spot, a 3-way tie for 7th place, 5-8, 5-8, 5-8. From Fairleigh in third at 7-6, only 2 games separate third place from 9th place. You can see Wagner, even though they're 2 games out, they're not done yet with 5 games to go. And one more quick note here in the big picture, Central Connecticut. The Blue Devils have won 3 in a row. They've improved their postseason prospects immensely. We are more than 2/3 of the way through the conference schedule, and our visibility of the big picture is sharpening greatly. This week on our She Gets Bucket segment, we're looking at a senior who's stepping up for Mount St. Mary's, Katelyn Dixon. She averaged 21 points per game last week. She had 24 points playing the full 40 minutes in Saturday's win at FDU. Her 2 biggest buckets came in the form of free throws, the game-winning free throws with just seconds left in Hackensack. 2 nights later, Dixon scored 18 at Sacred Heart. She shot 56% from the floor last week. Her scoring average is up to 10.4 points per game. She's one of 4 Mountaineers over 10 points per outing. She shot 50% from 3 last week. She was 9 of 11 from the charity stripe. Again, she averaged 21 points per appearance. She's Mount St. Mary's senior Katelyn Dixon, and she gets buckets. This is the part in the show where we call the Twitter timeout. This week's featured tweet, you see it on the screen, and it's all about that photo, it's all about the sign, and it's all about St. Francis U redshirt freshman Katelyn Crowell. That's how we croll. And how do we croll, you say? Well, to the tune of 13.3 points per game, 3 assists per game this year. She's having a phenomenal rookie campaign after sitting out the 16-17 season due to injury. Last week, 36 points in 43 minutes. Katelyn Crowell was showing that she can be a complete player, averaging 18 points a game, 4 assists a game, 3.5 steals a game. And again, for the rookie point guard, it was 36 points in 43 minutes and 2 Red Flash victories. That's how we croll. Time to check in on the NEC stock market. I'll tell you whose value is on the rise. I mentioned earlier that Central Connecticut has won 3 in a row, and a big reason why, junior forward Andy Lydon. She posted a double-double of 21 points and 12 rebounds in last week's come-from-behind win over Bryant. That's back-to-back 21-point games now for Lydon. Until recently, she hadn't hit the 20-point mark since non-conference play when she scored 23 against Brown and 25 against Penn State back in November. Fast forward to mid-February, and the Blue Devil forward is heating up. During Central's 3-game win streak, she's averaging 18.7 points and 9 rebounds per game. She's Andy Lydon, and her stock is on the way up. Dude, stats amazing. Let me tell you what's amazing me this week. And again, it's the St. Francis U Red Flash, the high-octane offense of Joe Haig. St. Francis U has won 7 in a row. In 4 of their last 5, they have scored at least 85 points in 4 of their last 5 games. Even more amazing than that are the number of makes from downtown. In only 12 conference games, SFU has hit 142 threes. That's an average of 11.8 trifectas per game. The second-place team, Mount St. Mary's, they've hit 108 through 13 games. So SFU averaging 11.8 triples per game. The next best team averaging 8.3 per contest. The Red Flash are bombing threes like no other. They're scoring at a blistering pace, and stats amazing. So there you have it. That's the state of Northeast Conference women's basketball with only 2.5 weeks to go. We remind you to check out 2 of our featured games this week. We have one on Saturday on ESPN3. It's the Battle of Brooklyn, St. Francis Terriers against the LIU Blackbirds. And then Monday night, the defending champion RMU Colonials, who are in second place. They'll host Sacred Heart. The Pioneers have won 2 in a row, so that's our Monday night feature on ESPN3. And just a reminder for you folks as to the schedule of our show, we are off next week. We will come back the week after to get ready for the regular season finale. We hope you've enjoyed what has been a great season thus far on the run. I'm Ralph Ventre for NEC Front Row. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks for watching.